is the host plant of this butterfly, which is probably the most endangered one on the mountain, called the Calliope silver spot. And it's so rare that when I came out here with some students back in like 1994, and David took us up on the mountain and he said, hey, why don't we see if we can find a silver spot caterpillar? And we found one, and he went and took the picture over to the Lepidopterus over at Berkeley. No one had, this was the only known picture of this caterpillar at the time. It was found by one of my 9th grade students at the time. So what that means is, you know, although people claim they can recreate habitat, you know, especially for this butterfly, you can't move it. You know, you can't say, oh, I want to build here, so I'll move it over there. Now, it turns out they have not successfully transferred any habitat on the mountain in 27 years that this habitat conservation plan has been going on. And that was the deal. We'll build on these grasslands over here, but we'll put money aside for habitat restoration, and we'll transfer habitat. And where they wanted to put the butterfly habitat is back over about where the fog is moving in over there. It's called the Saddle. And at the time, it was full of gorse. Does anybody know what gorse is? It is the meanest, nastiest of the invasive bush plants. It's got thorns all over it about that long. It's in the pea family again, so it grows prolifically like the French broom does, only, you know, you can't just go do what we're going to do and put on some gloves and move in there and pull it out. The roots are bigger, it's got thorns all over it. You pretty much have to have equipment to move it, or finally, after 25 years, they have been killing it with an herbicide. But the seeds last for like 75 years, so you got to keep going back and back and back and back and back. It builds up a seed bank really fast. So they haven't been able to do what they promised they would be able to do. And now you can see right above, at the top of this little development here, you see somewhere they're building 6 new houses there. The developer wants to fill that whole bowl with 3-car garage homes, you know, $1.5 million, $2 million homes. And we're currently fighting that project because although this butterfly was on the endangered species list when they made the habitat conservation plan, this butterfly was not yet on the endangered species list and didn't get put on there until 1997. The Fish and Wildlife Service, the federal agency that's supposed to be protecting all the endangered species, said, oh well, the developer doesn't need to change his plans. We had planned for this anyway. And we said, no, the rules say you need to develop if you want to kill this butterfly, you have to have follow your own rules, and you have to go through this process, which results finally, if they approve of it, in what's called, you know, nicely called a take permit. That means they take the habitat, so they take the lives of the butterflies too. So they don't have a take permit, so they've had to stop their project, but they're in the process of trying to get one, and we're doing everything that we can to see that they don't, because it's Calliope habitat. And if you read the first line or the first 2 paragraphs in the federally written and mandated recovery plan, where it talks about why these butterflies are endangered in the first place, what do you think it says? What's the main reason that animals and plants and everything become endangered? Does anybody want to guess?
Humans.
Taking their habitat.
Yeah.
Taking their habitat. But these were a common butterfly. All these butterflies were common in the Bay Area. It's just that this is the only place they have left. You know, 97-98% of their habitat's been taken already. So
So did they just die off then at that point?
well, they don't have anywhere to live. They're killed when they're, you know.
when
if you're
they're
bulldozing and you're running over some loop and bulldozing it away, you're probably killing caterpillars or eggs
gotcha.
or they don't have anything to eat, they don't have anywhere to live, and if they aren't killed in the process, they can't live there anyway. There's nothing growing that they need. So that's a battle that we're in. Up to our necks right now.
Monday night, city council meeting. Either.
Yeah. You want to say anything more about that, Terry?
Oh, I don't know. It's such a difficult thing. We do need housing. We all need places to live, but we don't need 5,000 square foot homes that are off the transportation grid. And so that's the main bone of contention for us is we know we can't stop housing, but we need to do it smarter if we're going to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.